Hey guys, and welcome to the Bayern View. Hope you guys are all doing well. As you can see, we are not on this one alone. We're here with Anthony or Inter Worldwide. A lot of you guys have been coming over from Inter Worldwide for a long time. And obviously it's hard to always link up with Anthony, of course, because obviously he's on the opposite side of the world, and there's time restraints and life just gets ahead of you. But either way, he's here, back on the channel. Thank you for your time, mate, and welcome to this video.
Pleasure to be back. Pleasure to be back on the Bayern View. Congrats on all your hard work on the channel. It's looking great all the time. And yeah, looking forward to chat some Inter, chat some Bayern. Let's have a talk, man. Always keen.
Yeah, no, 100. Likewise, man, without a doubt. Obviously, people, before we even talk about anything, go over to Inter Worldwide. It's, obviously Inter Worldwide, it's kind of like the Bayern View where it's mainly Inter, but I just watched a stream with him and Steve, Struggle Steve. So yeah, I enjoyed that one. Big up to obviously both of you. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into this one. So I think we just hit the nail on the head straight away. And we talk about how bad Bayern Munich season was. I know people want to talk about Hakan Çalhanoğlu. We could talk about him, of course, but the last time we spoke, obviously was a while ago, and shit hit the fan for us. Obviously, you guys become champions again. Congratulations for that. But yeah, I'm just gonna get your take on it, to be perfectly honest with you, because obviously it's my club. I can talk all year, just like obviously you would be able to with Inter. What do you think, from an outsider's perspective, happened?
Well, to be honest, man, there was a point in time last season where I thought we were going to link up, and we looked so much better than you, to the point where you could have actually gone out of the Champions League and we could have gone through. I knew Lazio wouldn't be able to sustain their first leg heroics against you, but I thought that we could have just sustained Atletico. And then it flipped on UCL day, and I was like, and after letting it marinate and stuff a few days later, I did actually think of you. I'm like, oh damn, I would have almost been able to link up with you ahead of you in the Champions League, which will never ever happen again, but by the time I'm alive. But we'll see what happens, man. But well, what can I say, man? Like, I'm more interested in your story than mine. I mean, yeah, we've won our second star. Look, you've got me on your channel, so I'll say this is very important to Inter fans. This is a milestone moment. This isn't just your average league title. We've got our 20th title. We've got our second star. It's on the badge. It's never coming off. We not only did we get it before AC Milan, we got it against AC Milan in their stadium. It was as poetic as football can get. I feel honored and privileged to be able to have experienced it as a fan. And it's one of the last things that I can actually wish for as a football fan. I'm in my early 30s now, and I think I've seen every single accomplishment I can want my teams to ever accomplish. And so it was like a signing off chapter for me as a fan. Obviously, we never stop being hardcore fans, but I'm very at peace with Inter, the world of Inter at the moment. Like I can almost really enjoy it taking a step back now, which is what every fan sort of wants, needs, and deserves after a long time. Yeah. For you guys, I mean, whoa, like, what the fuck? Like, if I'm sorry for swearing, but like, no, it's fine, bro. What actually happened in those games? I'm not even just talking about your games. Like, the way Leverkusen were winning those games, this was like a Netflix series, man. And I reckon they're going to tank next season, bro, because I actually don't think they were as amazing as people say that they were. There were a lot of goals that were conceded. You can talk about it a lot better than I can, but how are you feeling, my friend? Because you're not the champion of Germany, and like that never effing happens.
Yeah, you're not wrong. 11 years straight. You know what I mean?
Wow, man.
And then after 11 years, they just go undefeated. And then I know they did lose a game, but it wasn't in the league. So they went undefeated in the league, and they won it literally like, oh, I hit the microphone, my bad. And it was like that, and it was like, what's going on? Like, FC Bayern Munich shouldn't be capitulating like this. You know what I mean? If you like now looking at it right now, when this guy here, Jamal Musiala, scored the goal, Dortmund obviously bottled it when they should have won, and then we got it on the last day. that should have been a warning sign for the people higher up. Yeah, fair enough. Your ego's hurt. You got rid of Nagelsmann. You bring in Tuchel. It seems really, really bad. That should have been their warning sign to get rid of him. I knew it was going to get worse. I had a couple of people come on the channel a couple months ago, basically saying, "No, you were right, and I would never want that. I didn't want that. I don't want people to be like, "You're right, mate." No, I was just giving my opinion on my club. You know what I mean? And I knew Thomas Tuchel wouldn't work, and it didn't. I know that a lot of people did get behind it. And there was a whole I can't think what it's not protest. It's a thing where you sign a signature, whatever.
Oh, like a petition.
Petition, that's the word, of keeping him, which had over like 14,000 signatures on it, which was massive. And I think they did look to keep him, but only wanted to give him a 1-year extension, and he was way too egotistical to want to take that. But like it literally looked like we fell off the earth, to be honest with you. Leverkusen were literally getting as lucky as they want. Now, I don't want to say that they were lucky to win the title, because obviously that's taken away from their great achievement, but at the same time, they were lucky to win some of those games. They smashed Bayern twice. The draw is a draw. Realistically, they should have won that game, and then obviously they smashed us in the latest game. But yeah, some of those wins are like, I can't lie. I know I'm going to sound like an absolute asshole saying this, but when they lost that Europa League final, I was cheering. I was cheering because it was like, you're not doing the treble. Obviously, it's not the actual treble, but it's still a treble.
Can I ask you something? I'm so curious. How long have you been a Bayern fan for again?
So Bayern, I want to say I watched the Champions League final. I want to say it's 2012 when we lost in the Allianz Arena. I remember watching that game. So what's that? Over 10, I would say over 10 years now.
Yeah, awesome. Who do you classify the rivalry with Leverkusen as like a real bad blood sort of one, or not really, just more of a friendly one?
No, I wouldn't say so. I think I hate Dortmund, and I can't stand them because from being a fan, obviously I've watched them win things over us. So yeah, like
not that many though. Jeez.
No, not that many, but just in general. I think because I'm English, and obviously like the whole Man United Liverpool thing. Obviously, I've grown up around that rivalry and rivalries in general. Obviously, you know what the England fans are like, the dickheads, and I'll say it straight up. I don't care. Yeah, without a doubt. So I don't like the fact that we are very frenzy with Dortmund. You have this player, we have this player. Like, fair enough. They give us one of our greatest ever strikers in Lewandowski. But still, like, yeah, I can't stand them. I really can't. But yeah, Leverkusen. I think the thing that annoyed me the most about Leverkusen is the fact that they won it on their first try. Like, this isn't what Arsenal did. With obviously I know they haven't won, but Arsenal took City to the last day and then try to win it again. Like, if they would have done that to us, then I could have respected it, because it's like you had that 1 year, couldn't get over the line, and then they went again and they did. But they literally did it on their first try after 11 seasons. Like, if that's not whipped cream all over your face, like, you just been bitched.
You've got to respect it, because it's a league title. Had they not won the league title and gone and won the Europa League like that, I would have gone, geez, that's a nice little fluke for Leverkusen that season. But you can't fluke a league title, and everybody knows it. So, but that being said, I don't think they were fantastic. They won a lot of those games on hype, on aura, on this is our time to bury the ghost. Like, I don't know Bundesliga and German football that well, but I know that these guys have the biggest reputation in top tier German football for being the biggest chokers, right? They have been like serial chokers throughout the years at starting seasons well, and then going off. There's been multiple times where I think they've lost titles maybe on the last day. Wasn't there a season in the early 2000s where they lost the league on the last day, lost the Champions League final against Real Madrid, didn't they, as well? Like, it was a disaster. I think Michael Ballack was present in all of that, and he fucked up with Germany as well that year as well. Suicidal year for Michael Ballack. I don't know how he overcame that. Good on him. But yeah, it's good for their fans. That's all I could say. In football, good for their fans. The fans deserve to see something like this, and I think most of their fans with half a brain will know that this ain't no Bayern Munich. This isn't going to come around very often. To be honest, I'll be lucky to qualify for the Champions League next season domestically, in my opinion. What's your thoughts on that? You think they can back it up or no chance? In my opinion, bro, you guys are going to piss the league by 21 points. And as soon as the markets open next season, one of the key pre-markets on my multi will be Harry Kane, top goal scorer, and Bayern Munich to win the league.
Yeah, like that sounds like music to my ears, to be honest. But I know what
do you want it really bad, like back badly now? Do the fans want it bad? Do you feel like someone's stolen from you?
Yeah, exactly. I think
bloody Juventus mentality. No, I'm just kidding. Bro.
I know that he's not as much of a legend for us, but I think it hurts as well that Xabi Alonso won it for them. And then he's kind of rejected us. I think he's been tapped up by Perez to go to Real Madrid, in my personal opinion.
Definitely. You're 100% right. He's been tapped up. There's an agreement there in the background to say, come to us before you go to Bayern. And then that way everybody wins. You can stay at Leverkusen for a bit longer.
Yeah.
It hurts more because he's such a likable character, eh? You want to dislike him, but you can't. It's actually not possible.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the most annoying part, to be honest. But yeah, Other than that, the season just went as I thought it was going to. I didn't even think we would get to where we got in the Champions League. When I went on AFTV, I thought Arsenal were going to beat us. I really did. They shit the bed. And then obviously we went through, and then Real Madrid did what Real Madrid did. Can't stand them, but whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, man, it's terrible season. Terrible season. There's nothing to rectify. Like, if you were to go and win a DFB Pokal, which is obviously our cup, then it's like, okay, fair enough. Tuchel lost the league after 11 seasons. Obviously, the Champions League is a hard one. We're going against the creme de la creme in Real Madrid, blah, blah, blah. But you won the trophy. But we literally won nothing. Harry Kane had his best ever season as a footballer.
I can't believe he didn't win a trophy, bro. It's actually sad. He'll win 2 next year minimum, man. He has to.
Yeah. If we don't win anything again, then yeah, the man's cursed.
The guy's actually cursed, bro. It's no word of a lie.
I'll actually believe that curse if we don't win anything next season.
We all will. Yeah, but market wise, you guys are like heavy in most of the European rumors at the moment on both sides, the selling and the buying. There's a lot of your players up in arms. Is anybody safe at the moment at your club, or is everyone on thin ice?
I think, the stars. Well, you can't even say that because De Ligt is a star and they're looking to get rid of him. I think Jamal Musiala's untouchable. I think Harry Kane's obviously untouchable. Obviously, Muller and Neuer aren't going to go anywhere. I'd probably fall off the sofa, to be honest, if one of those were to go anywhere. Other than that, no. I think everybody is there for someone to come and bid and get and whatever. Obviously the main one, which everyone's up in arms with, which by the time of recording this, I would have done it last night. I did a stream a couple of hours ago, but for everyone that's watching this, it would have been last night. It looks like Man United are very heavily linked with, and I know that's obviously your second club. You have a deep root with them. With De Ligt, why we're getting rid of De Ligt, I do not understand whatsoever. And I'm trying to say it to the people here on the Bayern View, like, is it because of his injury problems? He's been a bit injury prone in the season just gone. Is it to do with the fact that he's on 15 million wages? Is it the fact that we can get the most, like, out of all of our centre backs, selling him, we'll get the most money? I just don't understand why we're getting rid of him, to be honest with you. You've got Uthman Kane dropping the stinkers left, right, and centre. Kim Min-jae obviously wasn't the player that played for Napoli, which I don't think you could really expect, to be honest. Different system and everything. Obviously, Italy is different to Germany, obviously, the football-wise. And then obviously Eric Dyer. Eric Dyer was probably the best centre-back last season as well, which just takes the piss. Like, it really, really does. But to answer the question, I think the only ones are obviously Mamadou, Muller, Musiala, and Kane. Everybody else, I think, generally could be sold. Yeah.
There's rumors in Italy that like a lot of clubs are thinking of bringing him back to the country. So if you guys can use him as bait for something, I know there was some Inter fans would be thinking of bringing him in as bait for the Hakan thing, but yeah, that's pretty much dying in the ass, isn't it?
Yeah. For me, I think he deserves another season. You know, he's not one of these from what you can see. Obviously, we don't know him as a person, but you can see he's very, very humble. To be fair, Asians normally are very, very humble. They're not these things like Europeans, fucking their chains, fancy cars, and all this other shit. So,
exactly.
I would love nothing more than for him to succeed at our club, of course. But yeah, it looks like you said, we look like we've got fingers in all of the pies right now for players in and players out. So I don't know what's going to go out of this club. Obviously, there has to be a rebuild. I hate the word, but it is a rebuild. Because obviously we've lost the league after 11 years. And I always, obviously, I have such a high expectation of my club. But a lot of people are like, bro, you won it 11 years in a row. Why are you moaning? But it's like, at the end of the day, that's all I've ever known. So,
to be fair, bro, the only expectations that matter are the expectations within. The expectations outside of the club don't count for shit. The only expectations that count are those of the fans, the owners, the players, the club itself. And to be fair, I don't think, you guys are a proud bunch. I don't think there are any Bayern fans or not many Bayern fans that walk around going, we lost the league. It's okay. It was 11 years. Let them have it. That's not what happens when you are part of the Bayern clan.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that one, without a doubt.
But at the same time, exactly right. Shit happens. So get your shit together, rebuild, and let's go back and win it for 10 more years in a row, right?
Yeah, exactly, man. Sounds perfect. A couple more Champions Leagues and that would be nice as well. But yeah, like we've got that Olasey guy from Crystal Palace. Man United and Chelsea were literally licking their lips to get him in. And somehow Bayern Munich has just swooped in. Oh, we're having him.
Brilliant.
Another one, Ito, Japanese player that obviously played for, I believe it's Stuttgart, I believe. Love that picture, by the way.
Yeah, I know. It's awesome because when I turn the camera off, I forget that Mo shares the channel. So it's awesome. My God. Everyone, follow Judge Mo if you don't know.
No, big up Judge Mo. But yeah, a couple players. And then obviously the main one at the moment is Xavi Simons, which I'm really excited about because he's a wonderful, wonderful player. I think he's having probably the best player in the Dutch team right now because they're obviously falling off a cliff, kind of.
I can't believe like the bad luck for their midfield prior to that tournament, man. Like that's just a disaster. You write the tournament off when you get that sort of news.
Yeah, without a doubt, and that's obviously the problem. But yeah, that other than that, the only real other thing is obviously a DM, which is obviously going to push us onto the Hakan Çalhanoğlu deal, which we could talk about in a second. Yao Polina seems to be the guy from Fulham. Obviously, the deal failed. We're going back in for him. He's pushing heavily, pushing his way out of Fulham. And to be honest with you, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but why wouldn't you? You're playing with all of these great players in the Portugal national team. They've got a dead coach. But other than that, Ronaldo's, João Felix, Leao, so on and so forth. They've got wonderful, wonderful players. And then he goes back from his country to then go play for Fulham. Like, shitty old Fulham, you know what I mean? So
100.
He seems to be pushing his way out. He's also come out in an interview not so long ago saying that he's not allowed to talk. He wants to say certain things, which again, just for me, leads to him pushing his way out personally. But then obviously the news come out about Hakan Çalhanoğlu, which is obviously your player, Inter's player. I personally think it's dead in the water. I'll just quickly put this on for anyone that hasn't seen what I'm talking about. Where is it? So this is just basically the little comments that he made. It's not the full statement, but basically saying that he's decided to stay at Inter. He said he's extremely happy there. The relationship with the fans and the club is truly special. I'm excited by the prospect of winning more titles with Inter in the future, and then obviously Forza Inter. He obviously went on to say some other things, but this is what you want from a footballer. Like Alphonso Davies is being nothing more than a scumbag for the club. Like it just is what it is. The guy literally won't say shit in interviews. I've been doing the player watches for the channel, so I wasn't going to do any not European Euros content or Copa America content. I was just going to have it off. But then I thought about it. You know, this is another space to jump in. You know what I mean, and get people in and so on and so forth. So we've been doing player watches. So I've been doing every game that a Bayern player is playing, if that makes any sense. So unfortunately, we've been watching Canada. Oh my word, Davies is ass cheeks for Canada as well. Like terrible, absolutely terrible. Couldn't even make a 5-yard pass in the last game. Like I don't know what's going on with him. He's got Real Madrid in his mind. Probably what.
And you just said it, bro. If it was Real Madrid coming through for Hakan, he wouldn't be releasing a statement like that, bro. The lure of Madrid is very different. It's unique. Yeah. If Davies isn't coming out saying I'm leaving Bayern for Madrid, he probably considers that respectful. He's probably like, as long as I don't say I'm leaving, I'm actually doing everybody a favor because I'm just going with common knowledge here. If Real Madrid want me, we entertain the idea. And I think that that's what it's going to be with the whole Hakan situation. I don't think it's 100% over just yet. But like you said, this is how you behave no matter what. This is how you treat your club with respect. This is how you make sure that, okay, if something does happen and the parties are entertaining it, let's make sure that everyone is happy. I can be happy to go to Bayern Munich if Inter are happy to sell me for 70 million euros. That's the bottom line. Because unless you're going to offer 60 plus, you're not going to get him. And we just said this on the Inter Worldwide podcast with the interviews, brother Johnny, like he's that important to us. And even though in another world, you have to sell your 30-and-a-half-year-old midfielder for 40 million. And I said it 3 years ago when we signed him, this guy will get a plus Valenza of 35 million. It's a great signing for the books. And now it's a fantastic signing for the books. That being said, the adverse side for Inter would be that you don't sell him and next season he has an average season. And because he's now 31 and a half, that 70 million price tag is now 25 million. That's how quickly your value can drop at that age in this industry. So I think that if you guys, and this is all I can do is say what we're saying from our camp at the moment, and from my podcast, we're saying that if you want to start the bidding at 45 million euros, we'll come to the table and talk to you. But anything less than that is just, you got it. No, it's not even being entertained because we'll come back with 70 for sure.
Yeah. And that's something like I was trying to explain to some of the people on the Bayern View as well. It's like they were just saying like, why can't we just go and get him? Like get rid of Goretzka and just go and sign him as well. And I was basically saying like,
it doesn't work like that.
No, number one, it doesn't work like that. But at the same time, it's not like you're 8th, for instance, and you're struggling to get top 5. You need the money. Like the obviously it's picked up now in Italy. Italy's football the Serie A is starting to get better and better every season. I don't know if it will ever get back to like it was in the 90s, but it is doing very, very well. But at the same time, like you're the champions. Like
yeah,
you're it's like someone trying to take one of our best players when we're the champions, unless it's Real Madrid, because like you said, Real Madrid is a different aura, you know. Exactly. So yeah, I would love him. I would literally swap him with Goretzka right now. I obviously watched him when he played for Bayer Leverkusen. I remember him scoring an absolute banger against us. You know, the free kick ability in that is amazing. But yeah, like I think personally it's dead in the water, especially when a player comes out that and does that respectful whole thing of I'm staying. I love the fans. I love the club, blah, blah, blah. You know,
his story isn't an average one towards us. You know, he played for AC Milan, was treated quite poorly there by some of the teammates as well. There was a lot of bad blood when he came to us. And then he came to us when we were champions. They beat us to win the league. After that, their players and fans start chanting his name in the middle of the streets, calling him a son of a bitch after they win the league. And then he comes around and wins it full scale back in their home grounds. It's a unique story. And to be honest, there's only a couple of clubs in the world that would be able to tempt Hakan. And Bayern is one of them because we know, unless you live under a rock, the association that Turkish people have with German people, especially those Turkish people that have spent a lot of time in Germany. I'm not too sure if he was born in Germany. I think he's born in Turkey, but I know he spent a lot of time as a young person in Germany, a lot of his youth in Germany. So there's a big identity match there. I just don't think he's going. I don't think he's going because there's still a lot of success being spoken about within our club at the moment. Yes, we've had our owners leave, but it's been the best time for the owners to leave. Our owner, Steven Zhang, has been operating as an invisible human being for the last 2.5 years. Beppe Marotta is now president of the club. He's no longer just the CEO of the club. He's the president of the club. I got to tell you, man, some of us Inter fans woke up that day to that news, and it was like winning a trophy, bro. It was like winning a trophy to see the hedge fund. Because when they took over, we were like, what are they going to do? Like they said, they're going to continue with management, which makes sense because management have got the winning project going on, even if financially our books are fucked. But at the end of the day, they said they were going to stick with management. We're like, all right, let's see what happens. And then we wake up and see that Beppe Marotta is the president of the club. And I'm just like, I don't think I've felt this stress-free since I was a teenager supporting this club, and we're winning titles back to back. There's the security for the next 3-4 years. I know that things are going to be okay. We might not win back-to-back league titles. We might not win every league title, but things are going to be okay. We are going to be competitive and we're going to win some trophies. That being said, when you are on top in your league, you know that the work that you have to do in the market is minimal compared to when you're chasing a pack or chasing a trophy. Inter wrapped up Mehdi Taremi and Zielinski from Napoli before last season ends. If we don't sell any of our players, we've got a squad already ready to challenge for this league again. We can get rid of a couple of players, and we need to get rid of a couple of players. We need some dead wood like Correa out of the door. We need Arnautovic probably out of the door as well. But other than that, squad's looking pretty healthy, which is why we would entertain the idea of Hakan going for that sort of price. Zielinski coming in at a 0 parameter, knowing that Fratesi wants more minutes as well. Beppe Marotta can do a lot with very little money. And if we got 60, 70 for Hakan, we'd invest it wisely.
Yeah.
That being said, I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, no, me neither. No, I'm with you on that one. One thing I did want to ask, obviously, Inter fan, so obviously you watch the Serie A. I know that you are not fond of Juventus. But obviously they just got Thiago Motta, and they seem to be doing something. Do you expect anything to happen there? Do you see him bringing them back to the top, or
they'll improve? They'll get stronger. A couple of things though. The fans need to be patient, very patient. This is going to be a long thing. I think that this should be a long-term project. If I was Juventus, I'd want this to be a long-term project. He's going to bring in a fair few different players, and it's going to be a big change, not only on the pitch, but this is a big identity shift for the club. It sort of like symbolizes the big identity shift that starts with players like Andrea Pirlo and Gianluigi Buffon leaving. Well, it starts before that with players like Del Piero leaving the club, but then players like Pirlo and Buffon leave the club. And then the last standing legend of those in Giorgio Chiellini sort of leaves, and the last bit of identity lives with Bonucci after that. And now there's not much left that Allegri was keeping together, and that's why Allegri is left as well. The fans need to remember that Allegri started last season very well and was neck and neck with Inter until January. Can you have the same patience for a Thiago Motta if he starts the season and is 4th in January or 5th in January? He might be 1st in January. He might not. They're going to get better, much better. They have to, because the players that they've been working with the last couple of years have been overrated. They've made a lot of poor choices in the market, I think.
Yeah,
they should be able to play well and do enough to have a very good season. And I think that they should be able to challenge for the league. Douglas Luiz should be a good signing from Aston Villa. I mean, I know that they're giving away 2 of their younger, better young players in Julian and the other one, I forget his name, but I don't think that they'll feel their impact leaving at all because they didn't get many minutes under Allegri. Douglas Luiz, I think, will be a good signing for them. I don't think he's going to set Serie A completely on fire because it's a very compact league where his abilities and his skills are going to take time to develop. However, they're going to be developed under probably the best manager for him in the league under Thiago Motta. Other than that, I hope that they lose every single game, go bankrupt, and the stadium has some sort of electrical default that makes it and have to close it down and rebuild it for a year. But at the end of the day, they can't get any more boring and shit than they were under Max Allegri. Allegri not only robbed Juve fans of challenging for a league, suck shit to them. He robbed Inter fans the chance of being nervous for 4 months, which we're not complaining about. But from January till about April or May, none of us lost sleep. None of us blinked. None of us cared because we were champions that easily because Max Allegri and Juve were that goddamn shit. Thank you.
No,
but they can't get any worse.
No, I get it. That rivalry is massive. I know that from obviously speaking to you. Obviously you well, not obviously, some people on watching this might not know, but you have obviously signed Barella to a new deal till 2029, if I'm right by saying. So that, have you done that to, it's going to sound stupid, but to secure his future at the club? Or do you think it's more that if someone does come in, you've got that big contract that he's just signed?
No, with Barella, it's to secure his future at the club and make sure he's either the vice captain or the captain going forward. He's an Inter fan from birth, so we've got this unique situation that not many other clubs have, where Di Marco, Bastoni, and Barella are all Interisti, Inter-born families. And, we've got a fair few other players in our club that are sort of like over time adopted Inter fans, because there is a saying like, you come to Inter as a player and you leave as a fan. And I think that's something that makes our club sort of special, is that sort of environment. And you're seeing it at the moment. Like if you go and watch, our post Scudetto winning celebrations on YouTube, there's a lot of camaraderie there. This team really enjoys playing for one another and with one another. Barella's new contract has been my favorite piece of news player-wise for a long time. He's been my favorite player since before he started playing for us. I can't remember having to barrack for a signing more in my life than wanting to sign him from Cagliari. I remember doing videos outside my parents' house when I just started Inter Worldwide, just going like, I don't care if it costs you 30, 35, 40, 45. This guy is the real deal. He is the truth. And I don't care if it's not known on a global scale. He will dominate Italian football. And we need him because he's an Inter fan. I know he is. I saw a photo of him as a kid. And when we got him, I was so happy. And I can't remember in my life actually liking a player more than Nico Barella. He just might be my favorite player of all time. Just because of what he identifies with for my club. I know he's got his flaws in his attitude. And of course, at the end of the day, he's a box-to-box midfielder. So he's not going to score 30 goals a season. He's gonna lose the ball more than he scores. So that being said, how can he be anyone's favorite player? But he is my favorite player. And he's everything. He's growing in maturity. He's just had his fourth kid. He's finally had his first son, which we all know he was really barracking for a long time. And he's settled for life, man. He loves this city. He loves this club. That signing till 2029 puts him into, I think, 31 years old. He'll be here till he's 33, 34, until he wants to go back to Sardinia and finish his career in Cagliari. That's my prediction about Barella. However, I look forward to every Liverpool fan page for the next 17 transfer windows acting like that they've agreed a deal for him, because we're like into the 7th or 8th straight transfer window that they've done that. I'm not kidding. 4 years now since we signed him. 6 months later. Big up Liverpool fans, bro. Mate.
we get the same with Kimmich, to be fair.
Seriously?
Yeah, he's linked to them like almost every season as well. Which obviously I can't stand Klopp, because obviously I know he's not there now, but when they were linked to him every single time, it was like, you're not taking our best player to go and work with Klopp. Screw Klopp. Because of the Dortmund days and everything. But moving forward into the new season, obviously we've got the Euros and Copa America happening at this moment in time. What are you expecting for the season coming forward or going forward?
I want number 21. I want it big time. I want to say it with chest. I don't want to act. You'll appreciate this. I don't want to act like a Leverkusen. I don't want to act like a Dortmund. We're bigger than them. We're Internazionale. We're a tier above those clubs. We might not be at the tier of Bayern. We might not be at the tier of the club that, I can't finish that sentence because it's a negative sentence for us if I end it. But we're not like them. And we've never claimed to be as big as them or as successful as them. We are who we are. We know exactly who we are. We're the second best team on the books in this country. At the moment, we are the best team in the country and have been for the last 4 to 5 years. And I expect to win number 21. I expect this club to be so goddamn hungry for the league that it gets to match day 34, 35. We have 38 games in our league for anyone that's wondering. I know you guys have 34, correct? Because of your numbers. Yeah. Which, to be honest, would be really nice. I'd love nothing more than to wake up to news that Serie A has gone down to 18 teams, but that won't happen. I expect number 20. I expect number 21 up until the second last day of the season, where if a disaster happens, a disaster happens. Disasters happen in football. But barring a lost league, I expect to be plus minus 3 to 6 points 2 games before the end of the season. Not even 6, like right there. Right there. Unless I've won the league already, I have to still be there the last few games. We have to challenge for number 21. The Coppa Italia, we've won 9 Coppa Italia. So usually the Coppa, have we won 9 or 10? Oh man, I think we've won 9. I'm pretty sure I've won 9 because if we win one more, we've got 10. So I think it would be nice to win our 10th Coppa Italia, but it's nowhere near as important as winning the league title. Champions League wise, it was disappointing. I'm not going to sit here and say it wasn't. But when the goal was so specific to win the second star, I was okay with the Champions League elimination just moments after it happened. I'd made peace with it instantly because I saw the way it affected some of our fan base. And I thought to myself, guys, we know what our purpose is this season. And we know what we're here to do. But we need to get to the quarterfinals in the Champions League, bro. Unless we somehow draw Madrid or City or you guys in the round of 16 next season, I want us back in the quarterfinals, please, because when you get to the quarterfinals, you can almost be forgiven for going out after that. Making the quarterfinals in the Champions League is a next bracket. It goes group stage, round of 16, but everybody is disappointed with a round of 16 elimination. If you are Inter or if you are Italy, like tomorrow morning, you don't go out in the round of 16. You go to the quarterfinals because that's just what you do.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm with you on that one. What do you make of the whole new format?
The Champions League format?
Yeah.
It's a weird one, isn't it? So everybody's sort of in the same table and you play everyone twice. Is that correct?
No, I don't think so.
Good, but you can explain it to me then because I forget.
Yeah. I think I watched a YouTube video on it, so don't take everything I'm saying. It wasn't from UEFA themselves. It was just a content creator talking about it. But I believe, if I'm right by saying, you get picked out again by a human, and then I'm pretty sure an AI picks 6 teams for you to play, if I'm right by saying, and then I want to say it's the top 8 go through. I could be 100% wrong, but it's to do with points. It's not to do with the recent ones and the one that has been for a long, long time. You obviously get picked into a group stage. You play obviously those games, and then the top 2 go through, and then obviously knockouts and so on and so forth. I believe, if I'm right by saying, it's done by AI, and they pick I don't know. It's really confusing to be honest. Let me try and find this while I'm here.
It doesn't sound good. It sounds awful the way it's being described. But I quickly had a thought that, remember 2 seasons ago or 3 seasons ago, and I don't think it's the first time this happened, they completely botched the draw from a human perspective.
Yeah.
So no one's going to be able to argue against AI picking the opponents when human beings have botched it themselves.
I agree.
And Inter were on the arse's end of that, bro. I went to bed with Ajax Amsterdam. I woke up with Liverpool. What the hell happened?
Yeah, I believe the one that they messed up was Atletico Madrid and Man United, I believe it was.
Yeah, they messed that up.
Yeah.
I think at the time United had Cristiano Ronaldo and they pulled out Man United and Paris, did they?
I think so, yeah.
Something was happening that looked botched. It looked botched from the start.
Yeah. So I'm on the thing, but I'm not reading all of this. We'll be here till 5 my time. The 24th edition of the Champions League will follow a new format. We'll explain that. Blah 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 blah. What was status? Yeah, whatever. You're boring me. Just give me the key points. So it says that there are 36 clubs participating in the single league competition, in which the 30 blah, 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 ranked. And then it says, under the new format, teams will play 8 matches in the new league phase, the former group stage. They will no longer play 3 opponents twice, home and away, but will instead face fixtures against 8 different teams, playing half of those matches home and away, to determine the 8 different opponents. So yeah, it's confusing. It's confusing, but
sounds like an utter mess.
Yeah. I think they're obviously they've been threatened from the European Super League, and now they're like trying to do something. We'll see how it goes. I am like, I know that they're very shady in itself, UEFA. But for me, I like, if something's not broke, don't fix it. I like the way the Champions League was. Why, like, we've got leagues. You've got your own league in Serie A. We've got the Bundesliga. Like, Premier League is the Premier League. Why change it? Like, I don't get it, to be honest with you. But hopefully it's good. But yeah, obviously me explaining it's not the best, but it does sound like a shit show, to be straight up. It really, really does. But yeah, man. Thanks for coming on, as always. Anytime you need me, I know that there's obviously it's not too much of it. I'm up till 3 o'clock my time, so I'm still up for a whole another hour normally anyway, doing content and whatever. So if you ever need me, just message me and everything. But yeah, people, go over to Inner Worldwide, hit the damn subscribe button, don't take the piss now. Let's support the boy, without a doubt. Feel weird calling you a boy considering I'm younger, but whatever, you know what I mean. Yeah, without further ado, that's going to be that, my people. Thank you for the constant support on the channel. Yeah, hopefully, when we next link up, if it is a while, we're both happy. You're winning the league, I'm winning the league, and one of our clubs hasn't been destroyed like mine has. But yeah, big up. Thank you, everyone. And until then, mia sa mia. Peace out.